We'll study anemia today. First, we will discuss the differential diagnosis, then the history, physical examination, and then the investigations. The differential diagnosis for the anemia are the blood loss, hemolysis, chronic disease, liver disease or alcohol abuse, factors deficiency, that is B12 and folate, nutritional deficiency, bone marrow suppression or aplasia, or leukemia, lymphoma. When we collect the history from the patient, there are two important components in case of anemia. First, we will assess the patient for the symptoms of anemia. So we'll ask for the headache, fatigue, lightheadedness, malaise, dyspnea, dizziness, palpitation and syncope. The second component of history is related to the causes of anemia. In case of iron deficiency anemia, we'll ask for the diet history. Folate and B12 also related to the diet history. Patient presenting with B12 deficiency are vegetarian. And folate deficiency, folate is present in the green leafy vegetables, so diet would be important in this history too. In the blood loss, we'll ask for the hematemesis, hemoptysis, menorrhagia and hematuria. If we suspect hemolysis, family history, current infection, past history, and autoimmune disease history is very important. In chronic disease, we'll definitely ask for the chronic illness and liver disease and alcohol abuse. In intrinsic factor deficiency, we'll ask for the peptic ulcer and autoimmune disorder that will lead to intrinsic factor deficiency. Nutritional deficiency, we'll ask for the diet. And in bone marrow suppression or aplasia, we'll ask for the drug exposure that can cause bone marrow suppression. And in leukemia, lymphoma, family history is also common, also very important. In physical examination, important aspects of physical examination is the skin examination. We'll check for the palmar, palmar skin creases and glossitis. The nail for angular chelosis, mucous membranes for the palmar conjunctiva. Cardiac examination to check the tachycardia, orthostatic hypotension, white pulse pressure, systolic flow murmur, and signs of congestive heart failure. And neurologic examination, that would be peripheral neuropathy of B12 deficiency. Important investigations in case of anemia are the CBC with the differentials and also check the MCV. We have to rule out dilutional anemia and P-film, check the P-film, red cell distribution width, LDH, retic count, Coombs test, RBC folate, transferrin saturation, that is the serum iron divided by iron binding capacity, haptoglobin, bilirubin, and TIBC. Now I'll discuss what are the differentiating point in investigations in the differential diagnosis of anemia. If the patient present with the iron deficiency anemia, there would be hypochromic microcytic anemia, low ferritin, increased red cell distribution width, increased TIBC, and there would be target cells on the P film. In thalassemia, red cell distribution width would be normal. So this is the difference between the both two types of anemia, iron deficiency and thalassemia. In B12 deficiency, low retic count, serum B12 would be low, RBC folate would be low, and oval macrocytes and hypersegmented neutrophils would appear on P film. In case of folate deficiency, we have to rule out first the B12 deficiency by measuring RBC folate, as they both may coexist. In blood loss, retic count would be high. In hemolysis, high LDH and increased direct bilirubin and decreased haptoglobin. In chronic disease, there would be low serum iron and increased TIBC, but the ferritin would be normal and saturation would be normal. In liver disease and alcohol abuse, there would be sideroblastic anemia in which there would be increased iron and increased red cell distribution width.